my name is Nokanyo Njingila. I'm the Senior Manager at Standard Bank Enterprise and Supplier Development. So today we were launching our Township Economy Report, our inaugural day today, where we're launching our Township Economy Report, which has come a long way in terms of sharing the report and sharing the insights that came out of the report. It was a good day, a very informative day, and I think what is really exciting us at Standard Bank mostly is that it really informs how we support small Black-owned businesses in the townships. I keep saying that there's a lot of information around township businesses that's flying around. Everyone speaks about township businesses, but we don't really have the facts, right, around township businesses. So that's why we took this try to say we've been in the township business or supporting small businesses in the township. However, we need to have a focus and solutions that talk to what they need, not what we think they need, right? So through the work that we do specifically in enterprise and supplier development, we run with 3 pillars where we say, how do we support you from an access to funding perspective? How do we support you from an access to resources development perspective? And how do we support you from an access to markets perspective? So we don't want to assume that this is what they want. We want to have that intimate knowledge and facts. So that's one of the reasons that we're very excited about the journey ahead post this launch, right? Because then the real works from our side starts today and onwards. When you speak to small businesses and you talk, they will tell you about the challenges, the red tapes. And I say we need to be more informed. We need to be a bit more informed. The bank, I'll speak specifically about Standard Bank. The bank has transitioned from being a transactional bank. We're not a bank where you put in money and you take money out of it, right? We're not a bank that's only interested in charging you fees and interest. We are more than a bank. That's why we say, how do we support you to start, manage, and grow your business? So it's just lack of information. It's those entrepreneurial skills, those business skills to know who do I partner with, who are my clients, and what does my value chain look like. And that helps, and inform how you run your business. So red tapes, yeah, we're a commercial bank. We are regulated. We need to comply with the likes of NCA and all the other regulations. However, I'm really proud to say that I know that we support small businesses. We've got, as an example, business accounts where a business can pay 9 Rand a month. We also have business account where a business can pay 300 Rands, but it's all segment focused to say, where are you in your journey? Hence we start, manage and grow your businesses. It's segments. So we just need to be more informed around the red tape.
Is compliance and the lack of help thereof.
Business, I promise you, you will not find it as frustrating. Bulk buying, we say competition, or rather collaboration is the new competition. Understand what we are all doing. You could be my supplier, you could be my creditor. We could all come together and buy cheaper from a wholesaler, right? There is competition, right? But it's what sets you apart. What is your unique value proposition? So we do encourage businesses to come together, collaborate together to build sustainable businesses. So it's something that we say, if there's 5 of you in a business, right? And there's 5 directors in a business, that's good. If there's 1 director in a business, that's also good. It really depends on how you want to structure your business and what you are doing. But collaboration is really the key. That's why we also collaborate quite a bit, because we understand that if we are working in silos and say we're just going to do this by ourselves, we are not putting our efforts together, right, to have an impact at the end of the day, because what we're driving is impact. So working as a group is great because then you buy in bulk.
Hi, my name is Kani Mutehwa Rajwili, and I am the Research Director at Foshizi Consumer Research Agency. It has been a really, really exciting day today. I think at the end of the day, what we all wanted to get out of the session is the big topic around township entrepreneurship. What are some of the challenges? What are some of the benefits of being an entrepreneur? And what is the way forward in terms of collaboration, in terms of that stepping stone into ultimate success of being entrepreneurs? I think a lot of what came out today is that being an entrepreneur, particularly in the township, is wrought with challenges. It is wrought with confusion oftentimes, and the lack of support to navigate this journey has been one of the biggest stumbling stones. However, what really came out of the session is the fact that collaboration is key. It is important that we begin to include all stakeholders, but also to make sure that we are including those who are living the reality of being an entrepreneur in the township. What are the solutions? How does that change legislation? What does it mean for digitization and banking? They need to be involved at every step of the way. It cannot possibly be that we are sitting in rooms and making decisions about people who are not part of the process. So it has been really, really exciting to hear not only the beauty of the stories of resilience and trial and error, falling and rising. But what has really also been beautiful is understanding that we have a way forward, and that is collaboration through beautiful stories. It is collaboration through entities that are willing to support, come together, and carve a way together. So, absolutely wonderful day. Township entrepreneurs have always said they do not see banks as an enabler. Banks and the processes of being a banker or coming into a bank for help has often been prohibitive. It is wrought with red tape. There often are paperwork that is required, pay slips that is required for you in order to qualify. The paperwork is confusing, it is cumbersome, it is often painful. And banks have often wanted collateral in order to give you any type of loan. And unfortunately, if anything, it has also meant that it comes with, if I can say, interest rates that one cannot often pay up. Many businesses in the township operate on a seasonal basis. You may find that some of them are driven by tourism. And when the seasons are quiet, what does that mean for my bank loan? Am I now unable to pay it? Will I now be blacklisted? Many of them require capital to actually start the business so that I can have the infrastructure. But if I do not have some sort of legacy, some sort of plan to show that I've been in existence for a specific period of time, it means I do not even have the kind of infrastructure that I need to house my equipment, to buy, let alone the equipment to actually run my business. So as a result, we have given way to financiers that may not necessarily benefit township entrepreneurs, such as loan sharks and creditors that are irregular. So this is when financial institutions, alongside municipalities and government, need to come together to understand how is it that entrepreneurs that are budding in the township space, in the Kasi space, can be enabled to really propel them forward in terms from a financial point of view, so that ultimately they can reach their goal from a machinery point of view, from an infrastructure point of view, from an education point of view, from a digital point of view. So much to discuss, and the work is plenty. And I think the discourse has begun, the conversation has begun, and it's really exciting. What sets South African businesses and South African businesses in the township? What sets them aside from foreign-owned businesses? The research uncovered that foreign-owned businesses were thriving slightly more than South African businesses. And what we learned as well was that this is not necessarily just about talent. In fact, it was probably not about talent at all. It was around the fact that there are consortiums, there are entities, there are support structures that actually support foreign-owned businesses, allowing them that resilience, allowing them the agility, and allowing them to be far more consumer-centric without the risk that comes with being an entity, a South African business that does not have that support, that does not know where to go for that support. So part of the conversations that we've had today is how do we rise up and make sure, one, it's visibility. Where does one go when they need the help? Because foreign-owned traders know exactly where to go. In fact, sometimes even before they land in South Africa, they already have been set up. But we do not have those organizations. We have, and those that are there, it's the issue has been quite often visibility. The issue has been transparency, and the issue has been poor communication in terms of how they can lend that support. So absolutely, there needs to be an entrepreneur's hub, and these can be local. We need to be tapping into community leaders, the municipalities. We need to be tapping into churches and stokvels and sponsor organizations to lean on each other and to support each other to really propel that growth forward.
Okay, I'm Wandile Zondo, the co-founder and business manager for This Is Lifestyle. I think I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Standard Bank and all the relevant stakeholders for hosting this initiative that really speaks to the crux of what township economy is, our daily struggles, and how we can take that to the next level, and especially with Standard Bank's and for Shizi research, whereby it really touches on the real problems, which are access to finance, access to systems, and also just how do we move from an informal sector to the formal sector. So I think with what we've shared today, honestly speaking, it starts with these kind of platforms where we start engaging and identifying the problems with different stakeholders that can elevate and equip us to really face the challenges and overcome them, to take our businesses from this informal, formal, and to the commercial scale. So I think the sky is blue. And yeah, looking forward to build those relationships and start new things. Yeah, I mean, from even in the panel, I did mention that I think what's important more than really having an opportunity to speak, what's really important is how do we move from here and start having milestone stuff that we said that we've taken 3 or 4 businesses. In the first year, we've taken them to this level. And then from then, we can move to the next level. But honestly speaking, it's not about talking, it's creating projects and really economic hubs all around Soweto to really have entrepreneurs coming in to access these resources in order to leverage their businesses.
My name is Kuketso Matapu. I'm the head of business development and strategy at All-in-One Emergency. At All-in-One Emergency, what we do emergency solutions in South Africa, across the country. So we do towing, security, ambulance, roadside assistance, as well as locksmith services through a mobile app that's available on Google Play Store. Currently, we have 2 mobile apps on Google Play Store, which is the first one is the customer app. That's the one our customers and our users use to request emergency services. Let me give an example. When you get stuck anywhere in South Africa, needing a mechanical breakdown or an accident breakdown, you go onto the All-in-One Emergency app, you request an emergency tow, or when you need a security, wherever in South Africa, you could just go into our app and request for security, or ambulance, as well as roadside assistance. We do that across the country, as well as we have a 24-hour call center where we take in emergency calls from across the country, whether be it for towing, roadside assistance, ambulance, or security. So that's pretty much about All-in-One Emergency.